I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, hello, and welcome to 10 Drink Minimum. My name is Chris, and we have everyone here. Let me unmute everyone's mic real quick. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Chris.
Ray's here. Say hello, Ray.
Hello, everybody. Live from our homes at a safe distance.
Yes, James is here.
Hi, everyone.
Nice. And Holly Ann is here. She's
Hello.
in a dark basement somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that everyone? Do we have
Reporting from a trunk.
everyone on the show? We don't. We're missing a person.
Oh.
I have a surprise.
Okay.
So I asked somebody to come on the show that we've had on the show before, and I think maybe we didn't. There was some questions on whether we asked all the right questions and got to interview this person correctly. So I brought him back to see if we could ask some more questions.
I hope this is the guy from ABQ Brew.
It is.
Hey.
Unfortunately, I'm not. It is not. Way better.
I just
Oh,
almost
man.
had a panic attack.
All the way from the East Coast, in quarantine. Our good buddy Ming Chen.
Me!
What's up, everybody? Anybody want some ABQ Brew coupons? Because I have them here. I don't know if they'll work or not. I'm looking into that. We're looking into that, everybody. I don't know if they'll
Oh my
work.
god. I almost had a panic attack because we were not very nice after he left.
And then he kept they kept thanking me for letting him on the show, and I was just like, you're welcome, man.
It's good to see you guys.
How's the eastern part of the eastern seaboard doing?
It's going crazy. Where I'm at is not too bad, but I'm really afraid that at some point they're going to completely lock everything down. As in, it's going to be like in the movies where you're not allowed to leave your house. They put that quarantine sign on the front of your door.
Yeah,
I'm afraid it's going to come to that. So, I dug my bike out. I decided to ride my bike around, and I thought the streets would be empty, like in I Am Legend.
Nope,
and they're not. So, people here aren't really taking it seriously, unfortunately.
that's too bad.
I'm always sad that I haven't taken the opportunity to ride bikes. A, because I'm fat and it would help me. But B, I grew up in a small town. We didn't have sidewalks. And if you ever did, you get stickers in your bike. And so riding a bike was not the best form of transportation growing up in a small town. But now that I live in Albuquerque, I really should just ride a bike all over if I could.
Yeah, the only thing preventing me from going out is I hate cars. I know cars have no respect for anything else on the road, and they're still out there. So, and they don't look out for Asians. The Asians riding around on bikes, and it's like well, what was that? I don't know. Must have been like a turtle or something.
That's terrible.
I feel like it's more so like a prize. They swerve for you so they can scratch another tally mark in their on the side of their car. There we go, got another one.
Yes, like the old World War II plane where they would stamp on.
Yeah, exactly.
Exit.
This is why I don't bicycle.
Oh man,
This reason.
So somebody built me a bike because I'm a big person. So somebody actually built one for me, and I've only ridden it one time, and I don't know. I haven't gone. I've gone out once in 3 days. So it's just
I haven't gone out at all since I was sick. So.
Ooh. So then I have a good question for everybody. What food have you eaten the most while in quarantine?
Reuben sandwiches.
Really? That's an interesting one.
We've had a lot of pizza, but Jason and I are starting a diet now.
Oh,
So
it's tough to do in this, right?
I mean, yeah. We're just gonna eat a lot of chicken, I guess.
And if anyone in the chat
Yay.
wants to play along, they can also play along.
I've
been eating lots of spaghetti.
Almost everything has tortillas for us.
Oh.
We just had so many tortillas.
Really? Yeah, same.
The other day,
I'm making enchiladas tonight. Oh, sorry, Ming.
oh, no problem. Yeah, enchiladas are awesome. I was craving those big ass tortillas from Frontier.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, well, and nobody can get them. Like, not even you guys can get them.
That's not true.
I know they had to let a bunch of people off for Frontier, so like I know they're feeling this big time.
I went to Golden Pride last night and got chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they have the tortillas. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you can call in the orders to the Frontier. Just go
Yeah.
pick them up.
How is that in New Jersey? I mean, can you still go to places and order like outside? I've seen a lot of. So honestly, of all the people I know on Facebook, Ming has like been the most active. You know, he's done so much shit since this has happened.
I mean, I don't have anything better to do, so why not live stream? Like, it's almost been 24/7 at this point.
Dude, you were on at like 4 a.m. the other night.
I was like, I wonder if anybody's up. You know, if I say something like off color, no one will hear me. But yeah, I was like some dude tuned in from Moscow. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Then it's truly an international thing.
Yeah.
But
The Trump trolls tuning into Ming Chen.
But I feel like Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. Like, I think I even have the same mic he does in the movie.
Oh wow!
I just feel like I'm reaching out to everybody. But yeah, you can still get takeout. I feel bad. A friend of mine literally just bought. She became a partner in a dive bar close by to here, and right after she literally signed the papers, all of this stuff went down.
Oh,
Damn.
Oh,
do they have alcohol delivery there?
They do not. I think there's an app called Drizzly, I think, but I don't think they have it here. Which
They're trying to actually get the I don't know which offices, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms here, or whoever, to allow it here. I actually heard that, and that would be awesome.
I don't know if it's like regional, but I know that West Texas, you could like get drive up for alcohol before all this started. So I know that delivery's been a big thing in like the West Texas piece. And I went to Taco Cabana to try to get their $2 margarita, and they were like, "Nope, we're not doing it here."
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
you're like, it's on the menu. I want it. $2 margarita. I mean, how are you guys doing? I mean, you guys are like, Smiley said he's down to 1 beer. Ray said he's down to 1 beer. You know, so you guys just have a beer shortage right now.
So Jason, Hamster, whatever you want to call him, discovered these Wild Basin seltzer things, and they are way better than White Claw. And he just bought me a new package yesterday.
Bottle opener. That's nice. That's Han Solo bottle opener. So
Nice.
I saw a meme that said they're like, none of this shit happened until you motherfuckers started drinking seltzers. And I was like, all right, sorry guys.
I blame it on Royal personally.
Oh dang!
I was thinking about this last night, and sometimes during the open mic, when somebody makes him mad, he says, "Shut down the earth," and he succeeded.
Oh damn!
So some of these jokes were really bad, and it really shut down the earth.
That is crazy.
So it's Royal's fault.
I have another quarantine question for you guys. You ready for this one? Do you know someone with an OnlyFans page?
Yes, all of the comedians.
Right. I just keep seeing more and more of them. I'm all, damn it.
There's a male comedian that is doing feet OnlyFans right now.
You know what though? And I just thought of that. I mean, that's if as a man you could do it, because I mean, there's going to be someone out there, right? It's like,
Right.
All right, I'll pay your $20.
I was getting solicited as a wrestler. That was before quarantine. I should just open up the DMs, be like, bring it on. What do we got?
What if you, Ray? What if you opened up an OnlyFans page and it was just so profitable you just could live off that? Would you just stop working?
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. All I got to do is just put pictures of my big toe on places around my house, and like I'll be able to pay the bills that way.
You could put just have your feet, or just be naked with a cat, like covering, you know, with your cat covering, you know, whatever.
There's a market for sure. I mean, I may be in trouble for animal abuse, but you know, if I'm making enough to pay the bills.
I was just like, I was explaining that to someone. They're like, "What is all this OnlyFans thing?" I was like, "Well, let me tell you, people are out of work, and they're like, if I go and put nudes, well, you know, not even nudes. It's like if I go put up like provocative pictures, someone subscribes and they can see those pictures or videos, you know."
I was thinking about doing an OnlyFans and just telling raunchy jokes.
Oh, I should create one for 10 Drink Minimum where it just has clips of our show. Put up a new clip of our show.
And your OnlyFans showing.
Yeah.
Are there Ray Basura cheesecake photos out there?
Ooh.
One I'm thinking of, you ever see that picture of Stan Lee with he's laying on a couch, kind of like Burt Reynolds in that Playgirl?
Yeah.
And I his junk with a comic book. I think it's a comic book. That's I would subscribe to your OnlyFans for that.
Yeah, there you go. I'll use an omnibus.
12 issues of action to cover that action right there.
Right.
That would be pretty.
You might get a rescue cat to get rescued if you do that.
Oh,
you
that's
know,
right. That's
like, please get it out of that man's hands. He's just naked with that cat all the time.
Holy shit, Ray! That's what she's saying. She got it right. So there's a business here, Gamers Anonymous, and they let rescue cats. They foster a rescue cat. And they'll post pictures on their Facebook page until it's, you know, so what you could do, Ray, is take a cat and be like naked with it and be like, this cat, his name is Uno, and you know, and see if you can get people to foster the cats, all while making money.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. You should do it, Ray. Get on it.
All right.
You know, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you have to do? It's
he's working. Ray is actually
still working.
Oh,
yeah.
Ray is still
My
working.
job's been unaffected for the most part. I've been there full work weeks, if not more, actually. Yeah.
Bro, get on it, Lazy Ray. The only person.
Right.
He's the only one.
Lazy.
Old lazy Ray.
Yeah.
So have you guys looked at any of your friends' OnlyFans page?
No.
You get to pay for it. I'm not going to pay for a friend. That'd be weird. They should be sending it to me for free.
They should send you those fucking nudes for free.
Yeah.
Friend prices, at least, you know. Yeah, that would be true. I just wanted to know because, like, they're like the question everybody keeps asking. They're like, "Do you know anyone who has COVID-19?" I'm like, "No." Do you know anyone who has an OnlyFans page? Yes, I know like 3 or 4. It's like, holy shit. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if they, you know, let's go check that out. No, I'm just kidding. But oh, we got comments. Hi, everyone. Hello. So the cool thing so Ming turned me on to the StreamYard, and it's pretty amazing because I can actually handle the chat room right here next to like where I can see everybody. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
And here's the, you want to, that was fucking, I hit wrong shit of the keyboard. Here's another cool thing. I don't know if you use this very often, but we had Richard Anke say hello, and I can fucking throw it up there. Boom.
Oh, you know what? I can see him too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Put up Big Ridge.
Yeah, man. Oop, didn't want that.
The default one.
There you go. Yeah, how do I get rid of that? Oh, yeah. The StreamYard Live. Your comments on StreamYard. But yeah, it's totally awesome, man. It's just great, you know. Yeah.
Did Ming introduce you to this one, or did you find it?
No, he did. Yeah, he was like, check this shit out. It's awesome. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And so, like the other night, I tested it out, and I was like, you know what, I'll do like happy hour. I'll do a happy hour show on Friday, and I just put a little thing in the corner that said happy hour, and I wanted to see how many, you know, people. Like, I just wanted to like test the software for the show tonight, and to see how it went. You got like 260 something views, and like it was just me. And I was like asking people like, which Spice Girl did you have a crush on, or which Spice Girl, you know? Let's see. What are they saying in the chat? They're like, there are people who try and get paid for Friends. LMAO. No. They're not getting paid for Friends. I actually have a few friends with OnlyFans pages. I do support 2 of them. Nice.
Hey, that's good. Good for you.
I mean, you know, that is like the new, like everybody's like, look at our Patreon or go to our Patreon. And it's like, no, like Patreon sounds cool and all, but whenever you go to my OnlyFans page and subscribe, everybody's like, what, OnlyFans page? Oh, okay. You know, it's a little different connotation, you know. At that point, you're like, well, I might, you know, There's a good
Is
chance.
is there anything on like OnlyFans? Does anybody use it kind of like a Patreon, or is it only for like sex work?
I don't know.
I think it's mostly for sex work. So a lot of sex workers had trouble with Imager, Tumblr,
Yeah.
Instagram, and Facebook were blocking their posts.
Yeah.
It was really fucked up. So I think that's how OnlyFans was really born, or maybe how it got popular.
Pretty smart though.
I have a lot of sex worker friends, and they're able to feed their families right now with that. Like, if you're a stripper right now, you can't get paid.
There you go, man. Who's got the echo?
Ooh.
Hold on, I think it's this one. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Holly. Hello. Nope. Do you have
Ming, how far into Tiger King are you?
who, Ming?
Ming.
How far am I in?
Yeah.
About 6.5 episodes. So
Man.
I'm almost there. So
It's good you brought that up, Ray, because I have another question.
Okay.
What Tiger King character would you play in a movie?
Yeah, I'd probably have to be the fat guy on the jet ski.
That's fucking awesome.
I would be the lesbian who got her arm chewed off.
Oh, see, she's Saft. She was. I mean that. Yeah, that person.
Staff. Yeah.
It's so funny because, like, have you watched it at all, Smiley?
Oh yeah, I finished it right after the last show.
Okay, so I guess there's going to be a show about like a fictional, or not a fictional, but like a Hollywood style movie or TV
Yeah, Kate
show.
McKinnon.
Yeah, and
she's gonna play Carol.
And so I guess Edward Norton and Dax Shepard are fighting on whether who gets to play Joe Exotic, and that is fantastic.
Danny McBride feels like he'd be a great choice as well. He's a little thick for it, but man, he'd be able to deliver it perfect.
Oh no, he's lost a lot of weight. You haven't seen him recently.
Well, Joe Exotic is a meth skinny. Like that's not even like something that. Yeah, you'd have to be like Christian Bale to get down to meth skinny.
They're saying in the chat, one of the friends I support there uses OnlyFans.com for a mix of both adult content and as a community building platform. What?
Interesting.
So who do you? So you'd play Saf. You'd be Saf. Ming, who would you be on? I mean, I don't think I saw a single Asian person the entire thing. So.
No, I think I might have to go in like whiteface, like super whiteface. I guess. But I think I'm definitely playing one of the husbands. Probably what's the name? Or the younger one, the younger
Joe. You'd make a good Joe, Ming. Get you some fake teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think I could pull that out. I'd have to get tatted up too, but
I think for sure I would be Jeff. I'd be like that, like Jeff that came swooping in later to steal the zoo. That guy had like the worst Harley Davidson chic outfits. Like I might be a biker, but I'm kind of like a poser biker. Like that was kind of like his like outfits. He always had like a do-rag on with a hat on over it, which I always thought was like, what the fuck are you wearing, dude? I would probably be Jeff. That's what I think. What about you, James?
I'm thinking I'd probably be the guy that ran his campaign.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That's a good one.
That was the worst job I ever had. But he never left, and then he was just like, oh man.
I think I'd probably wind up being that guy.
Yeah.
So in your hood, do you have like a weird kooky character like anywhere that you know of like that? Because I feel like our local guy is like Ron Bell.
Oh yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I'd say he's like our kooky character. Like
don't forget about
Don Schrader.
Don Schrader.
Yeah, but Don Schrader doesn't have billboards. He is a billboard.
Well, he would write letters to the Alibi, and they would publish them like crazy, and then he'd write to the So he's kind of that crazy because before Ming answers that, so our friend my friend Stephanie Wilson, her grandmother lived in Wynnewood, Oklahoma, where that was filmed, or where the what was it called, the GW Zoo or whatever?
GW.
Yeah. So I asked my friend Steph, I was like, she lived there for a year. And I was like, did you, and then this was like 5 years ago. I was like, did you know about this guy? And she goes, yeah, I'd asked my grandma. My friend Steph went there and tried to like look into the zoo, and they ran her off. They told her to get the fuck away.
Wow.
And so then she would talk to her grandma about it. She's like, oh, that's that crazy Joe. Like that's what they called him there. So that was pretty cool.
Kurt Fletcher voted for him because he lived in Oklahoma a couple years ago, and he voted for him for governor.
He got 18
just because of his name.
Yeah.
But Ming, do you guys have like those locals there that everybody's like, oh yeah, that's blah blah blah?
Yeah, I imagine they're more prevalent in Albuquerque. They probably have one on every street corner. But the one that comes to mind, we're pretty close to the ocean, and there's a boardwalk in the town of Asbury Park, and there was an Asian woman who would wander the boardwalk in a beekeeper's outfit and proclaim that the end of the world was coming, and of course, everyone laughed her off. But now she's running for governor. Yeah, now it turns out she's right. So, I'm sure she's got stories. I'm sure Netflix could probably start I don't know about a 7-part documentary, but maybe a 4-part documentary. Crazy Asian woman in the beekeeper outfit.
Oh, wow.
I was talking to my boss about the Tiger King because she got her degree in Oklahoma while she was going to veterinary school. And she's like, yeah, the dean of the school used to have to go to that zoo to check on the tigers. And I went with him on one. And I was like, okay, so like, do you remember the guy? She's like, maybe I met him. I don't know. And then she watched like an episode of the show and she's like, I have never met that man in my life. If I had seen that man, I would remember him. She's like, I for sure did not meet him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys like where you're from? I mean, we talked about this like way a long time ago on a Tin Rig episode called like Town Character. Like where you grew up, like Ray grew up in Carlsbad and James grew up here. And I mean, James is probably going to be Don Schrader. Holly, I don't know. Where did you grow up at?
I grew up here.
Oh, okay. But like where I grew up, there was definitely like at least 2 people. And my mom, attests to this every time, when she listened to that show, she was just like, oh, yeah. And we had a guy named Diesel and then a guy named Crazy Eddie. And Diesel was like this homeless guy that, he clearly never washed. And there was all these rumors about him that like he was actually really wealthy, but he was just crazy. So he just lived on the streets. And then he like ended up dying, he was in a dumpster and someone lit it on fire and it killed him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then Crazy Eddie, like he was supposedly like, according to my mom, this is my mom's story. I love telling stories that my mom told me as a child because they're usually like insanely not true. And it was like she was like Crazy Eddie was a genius and he was going to college over there at Eastern and he snorted a lot of airplane glue and it just fried it. But he would ride around on this like really long recumbent bicycle that like longer than anyone back in the day they used to have these really long recumbent bicycles. I don't know where you buy them now. And he had like just knickknacks all over it. And he would wear like a bomber jacket no matter what temperature it was and one of those hats with the flaps and then like headphones. And like someone would be like, oh man, we were trying to, get to the mall and Crazy Eddie had a plastic bat and he was trying to direct traffic with it. And, it was just one of those things where he was just a crazy person that was, in town. Did anyone else have like, those characters?
Before we get too far into it, Chris, have you seen the Trash King in Albuquerque?
I have. You?
No. So there's this homeless guy walking around. He has a crown on. He has a cape. He has like this big like metal thing he carries around like a sword. And like that's like his gimmick, I guess. And I've had people send me pictures of him. And I'm like, whoa, that's gimmick infringement, man.
Oh, man. You sued him?
Well, wait, who came first?
Yeah,
I think I predate him, but the first time I saw him was on the news. And he was like fighting off the police with his big metal stick.
As you do, and you're like, well, the cops are going to shoot him, and then they don't. And you're like, well, that's mysterious,
right?
This can only be settled with a fight to the death. I mean,
right?
We should settle this.
I'm gonna dust off the crown for one last fight.
The only characters I know, like the big like Albuquerque characters, is Don Schrader, which I've seen. I mean, you'll like Don Schrader is the guy, like you're driving down the road and you're all, oh shit, that's Don Schrader. like you're like, you almost fucking getting a wreck. Do you know who that is, Ming? Have you have any idea who that is?
I don't. I'm gonna have to Google that one unless you
like. That's the thing. You can probably Google him. So Don Schrader is this guy who only wears jean shorts, and he wears a cowboy hat, and he's super fit and super lean. And he used to have a what are those shows called? There you go. Ray is showing him.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. And he walks around like that all the time. And he pulls
all the time.
All the time. And he used to have a public access TV show. And he would talk about drinking his own urine and how he liked to sleep with young men under the age of 18.
And he looks like a baseball mitt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a Louis Vuitton.
Without the logos.
Correct. Yeah. And everyone, if you live in Albuquerque and like, here's the weird one. Like I'll bring up Don Schrader's name and people are like, who? And I'm like, did you grow up in Albuquerque? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't think so. If you don't know who Don Schrader is.
There's Don Schrader, but when I was in high school, there was a guy named Crazy Larry.
Oh, you told this story.
Yes, who would chase your car. If you drove by his house 3 times, he would chase your car with a baseball bat. And I didn't believe it. Like I was like, this is not
like the Albuquerque
true.
Version of Candyman.
Yeah. And the story was that his daughter got raped and murdered like in his front yard. So he had security cameras like pointing out on the street. If he saw your car go by 3 times, he would chase you. And I didn't believe it until one day we did it and he did chase us.
Wow.
Yep. But he unfortunately passed away a few years after I left high school. Yeah, he got run over in his own driveway.
Really?
Yeah.
Terrible story.
It was in my neighborhood that I lived in high school. He lived in our neighborhood. And some kids were messing with him and ended up pulling up right in his driveway like assholes. And he went to chase them and they accidentally ran him over.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But he was indeed crazy. I don't know if the story behind it is true, but, you know, he was terrifying.
Oh, Gus Pedrati's in the chat. He says his Daily Lobo op-eds and city council statements are legendary. Yeah,
Don Schrader.
Yeah. Yep. He would like literally like, you know, this is what's wrong with the city. And then I heard a rumor that he lives on like $3,000 a year. So,
yeah, like he claims he can live off of $30 a month.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely one of those people. So I mean, you know, Ray, I mean, where you grew up, did they have someone like that in Carlsbad?
Yeah, they did. There's this one black lady that would dance, and it was all the same stories you were talking about. She's actually a millionaire. She's got all this money, and it's just like that. I think that those stories somehow spread every small town and get attached to everybody. I used to work at Little Caesars, and I would take the old pizzas under this bridge, and I would give them to this guy, John. And the first like couple times I went down there, I just like left him and then walked away. And then eventually he was like, "Have a seat, sit down." So like I sat with him, and like 3 times I sat under the bridge, like talking to this guy for like a couple hours. And like on the 3rd time, he stood up to shake my hand, and he was like 6'7". And I was like, fuck, if I had known this guy was that big, I would not have stayed around here. He could definitely have robbed me.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. James, did you know of anybody like in your neighborhood or, you know, around?
Oh, no. It'd just be Don Schrader, because I grew up in the UNM neighborhood here.
Yeah.
And I was homeschooled. So this is pretty much the same. I just stay inside.
Just stay inside. Don't go out.
That's right. Don't answer the door. Don't go outside.
This is definitely like someone rang my doorbell the other day, and I was like, should I get the gun? You know, are they out of food now? Are they, you know, what's happening?
Did you answer it?
No.
Okay. Good move.
No. Because it's like an out. You know, you were here. It's like an outside door from like to the whole apartment area.
Yeah, it's
So-
right on the street.
So they were just, like they clearly don't know someone here. So like okay. So the other day, way before all the quarantining thing happened, somebody came and rang the doorbell, and I went out and I answered the door, and it was like this guy, and he was like, "Hey, are you, John Sanchez?" And I was like, "No, clearly I'm not." And he's like, "Well, does he live here?" And I go, "Well, this is like the outward door of a bunch of apartments, so I don't know." And he's like, "You don't know who lives upstairs?" And I was like, "No." And then he had like another dude that came up and kind of like flanked him, and I could clearly tell they were either like detectives or undercover something. And Chris ain't no snitch.
Yeah.
I wasn't stitching up, but then I was literally like, and he's like, "Can I come in?" I go, "No." And he's like, "Why not?" And I go, "Because you clearly don't know anyone who lives here, and I live in this apartment here, and I don't know you, so I'm not going to just let you in to walk around."
Right.
And they got really pissed, and I was like, "Sorry, ain't gonna happen."
I mean, even before the quarantine, if people ring my doorbell or knock on my door
You just fire
without
through the door.
texting me first, it's terrifying.
You just fire through the door.
Yeah, I mean, who knocks on doors anymore besides my mom? If I know my mom's coming over, I know she's gonna knock on the door like a psycho.
What kind of
Yeah,
psychopaths knock on someone's door now?
UPS drivers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
UPS driver does the doorbell ring and then run.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they knock on the door and then go.
Because
and it's
people
during
threaten
the
to shoot
day.
through the door. That's why.
That's damn straight.
Yeah.
Damn straight. Is that how it is in New Jersey, Ming? I mean, you're like, who the hell?
Oh yeah, if someone's ringing the door, like they definitely want something. So yeah, just grab that shotgun or your piece. a couple rat-a-tat-tats through the door. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, oh crap, I forgot I ordered DoorDash. Oh,
Melted that motherfucker right on the front steps.
Yeah.
Have you guys done delivery and shit since this has all happened?
Mm.
We did Papa John's, and they now have an option where like they'll just leave the pizza at the door.
That's the shit I wanted before the fucking quarantine.
I know, me too. I don't want to talk to
away,
anybody.
bro. Now we got to have a fucking quarantine for my dreams to happen.
Well, and then also the pizza people make me juggle the pizza so I could sign a receipt.
Right.
Why? I already
Yeah.
bought it. I don't need to sign for this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all just security theater anyway. And we're now proving that. We're now proving that. They're like, we'll just drop it and walk away. It's what I wanted to do the whole time.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's.
When at our clinic, all those signed receipts end up in a box and never seen again.
No.
Yeah.
And you know what? If the funny thing is I've never signed a receipt the same ever. So it's not like my bank is like, hey man, we've looked at a lot of these signatures and they're all different.
Yeah, people will picture that they're just like looking at these receipts under a microscope, like, this one, yeah.
I love that Macaulay Culkin was right from Home Alone. It's like, keep the change, you filthy animal.
Right.
Your pizza, just leave it.
Just walk away. It's like, why do I have to go through a quarantine for my dreams to come through, guys? I don't want to see or talk to you. From the chat, I love when people knock on my door and I open the door super loud and fast. I've had many literally jump. Also, I'm 6'5" and 380 pounds. Jesus Christ. That's in the chat. That's literally a chat thing.
Who is that? I'm gonna go look.
I had no idea.
That's my friend. It's Big Rick.
Big Rick.
Big Rick. He's a big gamer, board gamer, table
Oh, okay.
gamer. I feel bad for him. He was actually doing a thing where he was traveling the country, hitting all the gaming stores and documenting it. And now with the outbreak, he's not able to do that right now. He was. It's called Rick Rolls America. If you ever want to check it out.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Oh.
Oh, well, cool. Yeah, he's like pretty heavy in the chat. I was like, oh, damn.
At first, I thought you were kidding, Ming. I thought you were just like, yeah, that's my buddy, Big Rick.
Big Rick.
Yeah.
No, it's completely true.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's pretty funny, man.
So, Ming, how has this affected what you do most of your time? Because obviously, it seems like it's just allowed you to do more of it. It seems like.
Yeah, so I run a podcast studio in New Jersey I took all this fun that we have on, say 10 drink minimum, and I was like, I wonder if we can show other people how much fun this is. And 2 years ago, me and my friend Mike Zapsik opened up a podcast studio, and we were picking up some pretty good momentum throughout the 2 years, but especially this year, I think it was starting to grow, where people wanted to start podcasts, and they would come in our studio and record. And I always told people, it felt like every time it felt like everyone was kind of starting their own 10 drink minimum, and everyone was getting together and recording their shows. So anything from small businesses to, just people getting together and talk. And then this happened, and I was like, oh crap. They closed all the non-essential businesses here. And so people couldn't come in anymore. But then I was thinking, we do stuff virtually all the time. We would dial people in via Skype or Zoom. And so we just kind of adapted that to what's going on now. And so the challenge is to show existing podcasters that they can keep going, that they don't need to be in the same room.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way, like Jeff Goldblum says in the first Jurassic Park. So I've been trying to tell everybody, is like, you can keep going. You don't even have to leave the house. You don't have to put pants on. It's great. And so slowly they're hopping on that. And I use you guys as an example. You were up to 760 some odd, like over 700 episodes. You guys go every week. Almost.
We try to.
Yeah, even through a pandemic. So, and I just tell everybody, it's like, keep your shows going. Not only is it great for your show, the one thing that kills shows is gaps.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
But not only that, but your listeners are going to appreciate hearing your voice every week, especially now that and I was like, just keep it going. We'll show you how it's not that hard.
Well, let me reference like Friday night. Like Friday night, I went on and just did that happy hour thing, and I was amazed by how many fucking people got in and were like, this is great. And then I was talking to people, and they're like, yeah, I've heard of like people streaming, and they're like ironing and cooking and whatever. And I'm just like, what? That's crazy to me. So if I can still just get on and like actually make some sort of content that's funny and, entertaining. And it made me think about this. Would this Tiger King show been as big as it is if this quarantine didn't happen? I mean, it would be pretty big, I think.
I think so. Whenever you have something that obscure,
yeah,
can't help but have it be just wild.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why I was like, we got to keep going. Not only do we got to keep going, I'm going to pop on a couple times a week now. Because I've watched you, Ming, do it, and I'm like, man, why not? And it keeps me sane a little bit because I'm in there and I didn't realize this. So many people just want interaction. And I was on Friday night. I think I started at 5:00, and then I took an hour break, got out and then went to almost 2 a.m. And we had people karaokeing. We had all kinds of shit.
It was great. I hopped on. Yeah, it was a full-on party at most.
It was a party. It was like a fucking party.
And you're right. I hopped on a couple of times. I just wanted to test this. I was like, I'll hop on for 5 minutes to see to test out a couple of settings and see how it works. But people just started asking questions, and then 4 hours later, it's like, oh man, I think I should go to bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just crazy. What's going on? Someone's jumping around.
Sorry, it's me.
Oh.
It's my fault.
Sounds like a party over there.
It is. It's a total party.
Yeah. How is Holly Ann holding up in all this? Is the child there? Are you with him?
We had her for this week. And I will tell you right now, check on your friends who have kids, especially little kids. We are not okay. So little kids freak out when they don't have their normal schedule.
Sure.
And she's an only child who goes to daycare during the day. So she's used to having playmates and interaction, and not us, we're not as fun as her little friends, I'm sure. And And so I will tell you right now, her energy level was like somebody gave her methamphetamine.
Oh.
I don't know how to even explain it. It was like she was constantly jumping off of things, jumping onto things, getting into things, breaking things, yelling at us, talking back.
You just walk in the room, and she's got a pixie stick lined out, and she's like,
Yeah. And then Hamster gave her Pop Rocks. We decided to give her Pop Rocks for the first time.
"Oh God,
And the first day she hated them.
what?"
So she took like a bite of them and it freaked her out because she's 4. So, you know, she didn't understand. But then she realized like it didn't hurt her. So she ate a whole package of Pop Rocks yesterday because Hamster's dumb. I love him dearly, but God. And he gave her iced tea,
What's wrong with that? Oh,
which
I guess
has caffeine in it,
Yeah.
plus Pop Rocks. No, I'm holding up fine. It's fine.
Holly's like, he gave her a shot of epinephrine, just, you know.
A couple of Red Bulls and
Yeah. He's like, silly Hamster.
Oh my God, I would murder him. I almost murdered him over the Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you even do that? She's insane right now. But it was her birthday week, so obviously we were happy to see her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you, I am so happy it's Sunday. I have other adults to talk to, and the baby went back with her mom. I love the baby. It's not that I don't want her here. Huh?
Are you referring to us as adults?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, barely.
Only technically.
Only technically. Yeah, but you guys aren't jumping on my furniture and grabbing my face and
I ate a Frontier sweet roll today.
a whole
Nice.
fruit bowl.
Look at you.
Oh,
You're
man.
handling it like a champ. You're not even that hyper, Chris.
No, I'm not even lit up.
That's a lot of sugar.
And butter. So my heart,
Yes.
my heart's struggling. My heart's struggling, right?
Yeah, whenever you are taking in that much sugar and carbs, and then you're confined to your house, all that energy is just.
I mean, I found that I could run up the wall onto the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm a
Little
potential,
for no effort.
just stored up, ready to go. I mean, I think I got like
Right.
that's what I like to think it all is all this potential energy.
So I have another quarantine question.
Okay.
Do you make like plans for the next day? Like you're like, man, tomorrow I'm going to be very productive and I'm going to clean, and then you're just like, well, I can watch some more Netflix for like 4 hours.
I've been planning workouts and I do those pretty good, but then all the other plans I've made for the day,
Yeah,
I don't do.
I just love seeing
I-
memes. Go ahead, James.
I've been making plans pretty much every day.
Oh,
My plans, however, are more along the lines of what you mentioned, such as I wanted to watch all the Lethal Weapons the other day,
yes.
and the Poison Ivy trilogy.
Ming and I talked about this earlier. Like he's been doing like watch parties, and they did a watch party of what was the movie? The Tom Cruise, The Cocktail.
Yeah.
And
I love Cocktail.
such. It's a great film, but I don't feel like the holdup is. Did it hold up, Ming?
Oh no, absolutely not. But it's so bad it's good. It's one of those movies.
Yeah.
And
It's like, I saw Urban Cowboy in the theater a couple weeks ago, and I mean that is totally fucking awful. But it doesn't hold up at all. But it's amazing.
Yeah, I just started going through the Child's Play movies.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really bad, really, really bad.
Didn't they remake?
they've
that?
always been really
They,
bad.
they did remake Child. Well, I never watched them growing up.
Yeah.
So I never really, I don't think that I've seen more than maybe like The Bride of Chucky whenever I was like a kid, possibly, but I never saw the old ones. So it didn't bother me whenever they did the remake. And I went and watched Mark Hamill's version of Chucky, and I loved it. But all these people were hating on the new Child's Play. And so now I'm going back and watching it, and I don't know what they're so worked up over. That movie was awful. The original Child's Play was not good.
Well, it's one of those things like where people were like, that's my childhood, man. And they
I'd agree with them, but then we'd both be wrong.
Jesus. Fucking Ray.
Weapon
I'd
holds
agree
up.
with him, but then fuck me.
I'm trying to remember. I think the actor who played the kid in Child's Play. I think he was at Albuquerque Comic Con. I think
No, we partied with him, Ming. You and I partied with that guy. Ming and I. So the original kid, Ming and I. So there was two of them. So there was the kid from fucking Child's Play and the kid from Jerry Maguire. And Ming and I were in the VIP of library
yeah.
with those two guys, Joey Fatone, and what's his name that probably hates me now, Billy Zane.
I have a child.
I have a child. But the kid, okay, so the kid from Jerry Maguire is shredded, like he is ripped, like he works out all the time, but he's like 5 feet tall. Right? Do you remember that, Ming?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like just a little bit taller than I was. Yes.
Shut up.
Yeah, man, you're like 5'11" at least.
Yeah. And then the guy from Child's Play just looks like a normal dude. Like you would never think that guy was like in anything, or he was just a random. He was really nice though.
Yeah, well, he wasn't an actor, I'll tell you that much.
I wanted to be like, he's like, yeah, I was in Child's Play. I was like, oh, you were Charles Lee Ray?
Yeah.
And he was like, no.
Charles Lee Ray was Don Schrader.
Shit. That's amazing.
But Andy's his character's name in
Yeah.
Child's
And he's all, I love that part where,
He's the worst actor I've ever seen.
but the best line though is he's like, friends to the end, and he goes, this is the end, friend, and then he like throws him in the fire.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Is it though? It's kind of cool.
No.
Ray's like, no.
It's better. I'm on Child's Play 3, so we'll see.
I've heard like, so like I follow Cracked there because they don't have a magazine anymore. It's all digital now, and they had like movies that actually people hate on, but are actually really good. And the Bride of Chucky one is actually one of those that they always reference.
Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. That's where it came back to life.
Isn't
Really?
Chucky the newest one?
Really?
No.
Of Chucky is the newest one, I think.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Seed
it.
of Chucky is where he has a baby.
Oh wow.
How are you guys not aware of the Chucky movies? I don't understand.
We're just behind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, now you have a chance to catch up.
Yeah. Very true. It's very true. Ming, are you caught up on these films?
I am not. Yeah, I think I stopped at Child's Play 3 or 4, and I'll you know what? I'll catch up this week. You've inspired me.
Oh.
Please don't, Ming. Don't do it to yourself. It's not worth it.
Again, what else do I have to do? Like, I'm going to be wasting my time. That's all we have now is time.
So, Ming,
Did you?
go ahead, Holly.
Did you guys hear that Disney Plus is going to release, or Disney is going to release Mulan on Disney Plus
No.
I know they're
early?
talking about it. I didn't see like the confirmation, but I heard they were talking about some of their releases just going to Plus.
I hope so.
Well,
They released Frozen 2 early, and I'm tired of watching it. So
I know that like a lot of the movies that were supposed to come out are getting released now on like Amazon Prime, and it's like $20 to watch. Like you have to buy it. You have to buy the film, and it's like, damn, all right.
I would pay about the same I would pay for a movie ticket to rent a new movie, but not much more than that.
Yeah, they're all like $20.
the third time you've watched Frozen 2, I would pay $40 for a new movie
To know
that my kids
Yeah.
will watch.
That's probably a good idea.
I
I hear what
we
you're saying.
did rent Jojo Rabbit yesterday, I think.
Oh,
Now
that's-
that movie was probably the best movie that I've seen in a long time.
it's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
good.
I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Have you seen that one, Ming?
I have not. I'll add that to the list. You know what?
Well,
I'll probably move that up before the Chucky movies.
I don't see how a movie like that gets past the planning stages because it's based around a kid and his imaginary friend Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler
Yeah.
in Germany
talking about?
during World War II.
Yeah.
Sold.
So,
Right.
well,
What?
and Tiki Watiti is the director. That's probably how it got through. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
well,
he killed
definitely.
it. He killed it with Thor, and the third Thor movie. And then here's the crazy part: is like he wasn't trying to be in the movie. He was just writing and directing it, and no one wanted to play the part of Hitler, so he played the part of Hitler. That's him. So
Wow.
yeah,
He white faces it for sure. He's got
He
these
does.
really obvious blue contacts in.
I thought that, yeah, that was pretty good though. I like that he white faces it.
Yeah.
You guys are just white facing, just
There's
disrespecting us.
Aryan actors that aren't getting Aryan roles.
Right. My favorite. So actually, I have a funny story about that. I used to work with this lady who was from England, and she got really mad one time. This is when the what do you call it? Sherlock Holmes came out with Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Really? Could they not find any British actors to play the roles?" And I looked at her straight face and I said, "No, they're all playing Americans right now." It's like everything you watch, like some actor, you're like, "Man, I like this guy. He's amazing." And then they have him on some late night show and he's all, "Well, the thing about being an actor," and you're like, "Oh God, that guy's British? Holy shit!" Like it seems like every other actor. But she was just like, they couldn't find a good. And I was like, "No, they're all in America playing American."
When
Awesome.
I found out that Andrew Lincoln was British, I was blown away.
Dude, like the first time I ever heard Colin Farrell get interviewed, I was like, I don't even know if those are words. He's like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh Jesus, he doesn't even speak English.
Oh.
I don't know. That's some fun shit. Where are we? Oh, geez. We're at the halfway mark. Ming, are you going to stay on the whole time? I mean,
Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna be like the ABQ brew guy. I got something better to do, and I'm just gonna leave. So
I wish you would. Oh, I wish you would. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think anybody's ever gonna. I don't think anybody's ever. If they like listen to this show and they know anything about it, I don't think they're ever gonna leave after the first hour ever again.
no. I'm all in, man. I'm dedicated. I knew what I was getting into. I did my homework, and I love you guys. So of course,
What's funny, like I don't think. I wonder if anyone has ever listened to the whole thing that's a friend of theirs and was like, "Did you guys listen to the whole thing?" And they're like, "No, we're on the first hour." They're like, "Yeah."
Did you listen after you left? Cause
Right. I'll let Mingo last. He's the guest. Holly, you have anything to promote?
Hamster and I haven't.
.com. Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't have that yet. We'll see what happens. I'll do what I have to do to feed my child.
Okay.
But Hamster and I have a new podcast. It's called Bad Advice Saves the World.
Mhm.
You can find us on Spotify. We're recording a new episode tonight after this, so there might be a new episode tomorrow. We'll see.
Anyway, go ahead.
And you can find us on Instagram at Bad Advice Saves the World, and you can find me at Hollybird Comedy on Instagram. And that's it.
James, what you got?
Well, as per usual, you can catch me on Hulu or the NBC channel on the second season of Midnight Texas for all your streaming pleasure. And on Netflix, I think if you look really close, you can find me in the background on Daybreak.
Nice. Ray?
I am active on mostly all social media platforms under the name @RayBasura, but you can also follow some of my art stuff on Instagram and Facebook under Basura Paint. I've been doing a lot of shirt designs, and I have a new painting that I'm working on that I'll be posting stuff up for. So,
are you working on a new shirt design for us?
Yes, I am. So,
I've been looking at some of the shit you've been making, and I'm like, man, Ray you're pretty badass.
Oh, thank you.
I dig it, man. Ming, how could people find and or support your business?
You can find me online on every social media platform at Mingchen37. It's MINGCHEN 37. And we are podcast studio and now remote podcasting live streaming business is at ashareduniverse.com. So if you're watching this, you're like, whoa, this is badass. How can I do this? And you want some guidance, we will help you out. Just go to ashareduniverse.com. Also, we're doing a thing like if you want, if you're sitting at home and you're restarting your podcast online and you want to book me as a guest, go to shareduniverse.com. We're running like some very low specials because I got nothing else to do. So where you can book me or Mike Zapsik from Comic Book Men on your podcast, or you can get both of us for a discount. So
didn't you guys watch an episode of Comic Book Man and like comment on it?
So last night, I had a file. I had one episode that I sent from the production company, and I was wondering, I was like, hey, if I roll this and kind of do commentary over it across all live streaming platforms, will I get in trouble? And I was like, well, there's only one way to find out. Yeah. So this morning, I played the episode and I kind of commentated along with it. And so it was on Facebook Live. I had it on Twitch, and I had it on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And Facebook caught on after about 20 minutes. And I think they either muted it or they removed it. But Twitch and Twitter didn't really give a crap. So I might keep going and just play episodes. And I figure like I'm on the episode, so I know I don't own the rights, but come on, I'm on
the worst shit. Like you're like,
worst shit.
This,
Yeah, come on, I do whatever I want with this.
Well, the thing that used to fucking burn me is like we play Billy's music at the break because of that, and I have to use a special page that Billy hasn't used. These are all old songs of Billy's, so he puts all of his new stuff on CD Baby, and CD Baby, if you put your stuff on there, there's a thing in the terms of service that says they kind of own it at that point once you upload it. So if you're a new artist and you go to load your shit up on that, you can't really tell people, like, it doesn't matter what you say at that point, because he would say, yeah, you have full access to these songs, and I would use that, and then YouTube would do a what do you call it, copyright violation.
Yeah.
And I would tell them the artist that's playing is in the video, has given me permission, and he even wrote a letter, and I sent it to them, and they were like, no thanks, pulling it.
Wow.
So that shit's bullshit, honestly. So I told him, I said, first and foremost, if I pay CD Baby, are they going to pay you? If they're not, then you need to remove your shit from that, because they're actually hindering you from promoting your material.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, and I tell that to everybody. I'm like, I wouldn't put my shit on there. There's got to be way more sites that are better than that. But
right.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like right now in the situation that we're in, they should just remove all copyright, any copyright violation. It should be a free for all right now.
Free for all right now.
Yeah.
So definitely for us, we do our show live here on Facebook.com/Tindring on Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. I'm saying that because the cool thing about this StreamYard and that I love about it is like I just added Facebook to it, and then it just asked me where it wanted us to post a video, and then it just went right there. So I don't have it on YouTube as well. I'll have to like do that later, but kind of amazing. So add us on there, like our page. Go ahead on YouTube and add us, Tindring Minimum on YouTube. Our website is tindringminimum.com. Instagram at Tindring. I don't know what our Patreon is. We have a Patreon somewhere, but I may get on that this week and try to, be like, give us money. But
and then this week, OnlyFans will be launching.
My link at onlyfans.com. I will be doing foot and hand fetish. No, I'm just kidding. That would be pretty amazing, right? I'm like pouring beer down my naked body. I'm sure someone might like it. Someone just threw up.
I did. I just threw up.
Well, that's messed up.
Not because of you, but because you're like my brother. I don't want to see you pouring beer on yourself. It's weird.
A lot of people that would.
How dare you?
How dare you, Holly? I'm trying to make a living here.
I'm sorry. How dare me? Do you know how many times I heard that this week because I've created a monster? My daughter now says, "How dare you, Holly?"
How dare you?
Like Holly. Every day.
Who do you think you are? You got a lot of nerve. So we're going to take a break. Ming Chen will stick with us through the break. So, yeah, we definitely drink while we're quarantined. You should as well. But always remember, never get too drunk.
Never get too
Drink and drink
drinkminimum.com.
Fingers living in the light switch. I just there was a lot going on. It's cost me a bar on the way to some place new. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. As you call me back on the way to some place switch on. Light switch on, light switch on, wait for something, light switch on. Light switch on, light switch on, wait for something, light switch on. To find things I'm never supposed to see, try to resist desires inherent to forgiveness. You find yourself giving in, try to resist. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Boys feel right at home, throw some coffee on the stove. Wash your hands on the face, boy, you can't say grace with a mouth full of smoke. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Everybody gets down to the tail, and I'll come around to see that feeling like a steal thing don't kill my soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please say you'll come and forgive me for what I've done. But I can't clean that down, throw some water on me. Wash your hands on the face, boy, you can't say grace when your mind full of good. knows he knows I'm cheating. Everybody is down with my finger on the trigger. I'll come around to see that sin like a demon. Spring will kill my soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please, please, please say to come and forgive me for what I've done. Across these fields, the home, these shoes grow old, kind of tall. These hills now for so long. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Silver hands with body up here. I come around, see, I take it all away, I kill my silver soul. Show me the book you live by. Stand for. I'm gonna turn around and repent, and soon we're gonna cry about how Jesus our friend, and soon we're gonna cry about how I will end. Show me the book you live by. Stand for. I'm gonna turn around and repent, and soon we're gonna cry about how Jesus our friend, and soon we're gonna cry about how I will end. I will end.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 minimum.
Ooh. Let me pull myself back up by my bootstraps here. 10 drink minimum live for the wavy hour. Hold on. Let's get back in here. We're missing James. James left us. Now he's back. Let me unmute. Unmute. And unmute. Everyone should be available here. Can everyone hear me?
You sound
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. I'm just kidding.
Can
Holly,
everybody
can you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Can you guys hear
Yes.
me? Okay, cool.
Yes, we can. It's the wavy hour. We have from the East Coast, Ming Chin. What time is it there? It's like 9 o'clock.
It is 9:16 p.m. Everybody.
Gross.
Yes.
What kind of time you guys run on over there?
I don't know, man. East Coast time.
Weirdo time. You're all what the world runs on, Chris. Kind of seems like it though.
Well, I mean, that's where the stock exchange happens. That is, what is the world definitely runs on.
For sure. Oh man.
Isn't that what Bruce Willis says in Pulp Fiction? He's like, hey man, next time I see you, it'll be on Tennessee time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Then he shoots Vincent Vega like on the toilet. which is fucked up.
Oh, look, we can see Holly.
What's that? Oh, you can see Holly. Yeah, you have lights.
I fixed it. I moved my lamp.
See, that's how you know Holly doesn't have an OnlyFans page. She doesn't have like an elaborate. She doesn't have like an elaborate like background set up already. You know.
Well, I have a ring light,
Oh.
but it wasn't charged.
Oh.
So, yeah, I definitely don't have an OnlyFans.
Right. What are you guys drinking here, man? I'm drinking the. I went to Sidetrack Brewing, and I got Crowlers. And man, they're I don't know if they're just like hurting. Maybe like the company's down. They're just like writing on the can now. They're like, there's nothing on it.
Why waste resources?
Right. Yeah.
I'm still drinking. Oh, sorry. I'm still drinking these Wild Basin from Oscar Blues.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Ning, are you drinking it all?
I am. This is a classic Pacifico, which I'm with. These are way better than Modelo's and way better than Coronas. So screw
Shit,
Corona.
yeah. It's what Corona wishes it was.
Yeah. But, a couple weeks ago, I know you guys got Safe House Distilling behind you. I contacted them. I was like, "Hey, I heard about you guys on 10 Drink Minimum.
Yeah.
I love them, and if there's do you distribute outside of Albuquerque or New Mexico?" And they're like, "Hey, we'll send you a sampler pack." And then I was like, "Wow, this is great." And then all this stuff went down, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get that sampler pack, but
Oh man.
I'll cross my fingers though.
We have a question from an old co-host. Does anyone there drink wine?
Hey.
I don't even know what that means.
I do sometimes.
What is your go-to wine?
What is my go-to wine?
It's a fine Chablis, Chris. Actually, Cavranze, Chardonnay, ha ha ha.
I personally like this really cheap white wine. I don't even know the name of it. I just know what it
Old
whatever.
cheapy. It comes in a box.
It has feet on it.
I like to rip the bag out of the box and then hold it up and slap it a couple times.
There you go.
Chug wine directly out of the bag.
It's first of all, if it was a boxed wine, I would take the bag out of the box and clip it in my refrigerator and have a wine dispenser.
Nice.
But it's not boxed wine; it's in a bottle, and
I don't
it's
know.
like
Yeah.
$7 a bottle or something.
Right. Billy says
usually go
cabs
with
for life. What's that, James?
I usually go with like a nice dry French rosé.
Oh, James.
Oh,
actually is
rosé is good.
he's not a sommelier, but he's close, right, James?
I've sold a lot of wine in my time. I know the difference. I know what you're doing. Lots of wine tasting.
Okay, here we go. We got another. He added more. Go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, $2 shot.
Of Charles.
I'll
Shaw.
try it.
Mm-hmm.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah. I think it used to be called $2 Chuck. I think the price has gone up, but I've definitely tried that one before.
You've had Charles Shaw?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It sounds like somebody that you like will invest your money. They're all trust in Charles Shaw. You know?
Yeah. It sounds fancy, but I'm pretty sure it is the Trader Joe brand.
Yeah. Oh, really? Their beer name is amazing and awful at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the name of their beer at Trader Joe's?
Well, the Mexican one is Trader Jose.
Okay. So the regular beer is called Simpler Times.
Oh.
Oh,
So
I've had that.
I love writing the commercial for Simpler Times. Like I could write one right now. It's all, remember when you could go outside with your friends? Simpler Times.
My dad has a Simpler Times beer at his house that we prank people with.
Mhm.
It's in his beer fridge, and we're like, you should try that Simpler Times, and it's awful.
I used to do like it was because like Simpler Times to me is like the 50s. So I'd always do like, remember when there was a water fountain for both kinds of people? Simpler Times,
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember when your wife mouthed off? You
Yeah.
could keep your lip simpler times.
Remember, you wanted a sandwich, you just asked for one. Simpler times. Like that's a weird name for like a beer. And the better one was like Walgreens. And Billy, if he's really listening, he'll go off on this. He loved him some Walgreens beer. It was called Big Flats.
Big Flats. That's right.
And I swear to God, it was just like Keystone Light, like the dregs of it. It's like fucking, you know. And then even Billy, because like Billy really would like get into these like beer deals. So he was like, dude, at Costco, they have like a 40 pack, and it was like a 40 pack of beer.
We used to get the Costco beer for house shows, for the comedy house shows.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you. I think when they moved out of the Comedy Mansion,
Yeah.
they had like 300 beers.
Billy said Big Flats was always sold out. Well, that's fair.
I mean, all right.
When you're poor, I mean, you know, but I swear to God, at like Costco, they did instead of a 30 pack, it was like a 40 pack.
It was a 40 pack, and that's why they had like 3 million beers left when they moved out of Comedy Mansion.
Oh, God.
Because we would all pitch in and then make a run when we could.
What was the
and
name?
then for house shows, I don't know. It was like Kirkland Select. I don't know.
Oh yeah. And it was just really water.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was a 48 pack for $18.
You'd have to drink all 40 of them to get drunk.
Billy, see, look, Billy knows exactly how much it costs.
Yes.
And the
Where
exact
can you find those 99 packs of PBR?
dude,
I know.
to own those.
I look everywhere.
First of all, how do you put that in the fucking car? Oh, it was called Kirkland.
Very carefully.
It was called
Leave
Kirkland
your
Light.
kids in the car
Yes.
seats at the store.
Yeah, Kirkland Light, and you bought it at Costco in a 48 pack. I just
Yes.
remember. So I remember growing up and like beer with, you know, a case of beer. Like that was an actual phrase. I'm going to go get a case of beer. And that was a 24 pack of, that was like 2 12 packs. That was, you know, and then I remember like for the first time I go to the store and they have Pepsi and they have Coca-Cola in a 30 pack in the brick or whatever it was called. You guys remember that? And then all of a sudden I was in the store and like beer came in a 30 pack and I was like, oh my God. Like it was like we landed on the fucking moon again, you know? I was like, what the fuck? Oh, Billy says for a 12 pack of PBR in DC, it is $12.
Holy.
Is that how it is there, Ming? Is that how you guys are?
No, I think you get a 30 pack of PBR for $17.99.
Really?
Yeah, there's no price gouging going on here, thankfully.
Yeah. PBR is not like fucking laughing at you. You got beer? You want some? No thanks. $30.
No chance I'm paying at a store $1 per PBR. No chance.
Right.
No.
No chance in hell.
How much they cost at the bar?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We found PBR really cheap at Total Wine.
Oh, you're gonna set James off.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Look,
Enough.
trust me, Hamster is set off too because
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
we just go
Because
for the
of how
cheapest
Total
prices
Wine
right now.
is.
Is Total Wine?
I know.
Are they gonna bring you a beer out to the curb? I'm just kidding. I do kind of like that. Like the one thing that I think that will come out of this whole thing is like these new endeavors where people are like, just like I email Sidetrack. I'm like, these are the crowlers that I want, and I just show up and they're like, oh, they're ready, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, this is fucking awesome. Actually,
If they don't
Yeah.
really get good with how to take online orders, maybe someone will invent a 6-foot straw so you can stand at the appropriate distance and drink your beer. Yeah.
man.
I'm just excited for Hamster's beers to start coming out of Dialogue,
That's right.
because then we don't have to buy beer anymore.
He gets to bring it home for free.
Well,
Yeah.
near free. It's not completely free, but it's
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he
How
gets
do
a
we
discount.
ship that to Ming though? I mean, that's the question.
Well, if
Uh,
just ship it book rate. get here in 3 weeks.
To say these porcelain dolls are on their way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crowlers. We could say it's cans of soda. Cans of craft soda.
Does he get to name it? Does he get to make a cool name for his beer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What are you calling it? The hamster ale?
How many beers has he got in the works right now?
I think on his list he has about 6 beers, and 2 of them have the name BYRD.
Oh, really?
But he's naming one after my dad, and then one of the owners wants him to name his seltzer after me. So
after you?
Oh,
nice. Holly Jolly seltzer? Or?
I can't say until it's released, but it's gonna be great.
It's called the Not Mary Bird Seltzer.
Yes, the other bird.
Yeah.
Seltzer.
I have a question. Go ahead.
Oh, but one of his first beers is named after my dad. It's gonna be great.
Nice. Well, hopefully your dad likes it. It's not like, well, this isn't representative of the brand of the.
Well, it was named after him because my dad has been very vocal about what Jason should do at his brewery. So.
Oh boy.
It'd be so unfortunate if a beer got named after my dad because he'd drink it and he'd hate it.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys have like a Bud Light or something or a Corona.
Dude, my parents.
Sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Chris.
My parents drink like Busch Light and Bud Light. Whatever's the cheaper. Like if it's Bud Light or Busch Light, I don't know why they like those two. And whatever's cheaper at the store and that they can buy in bulk. And they came and drank, like when we had the beer at Tractor, my dad came and he was just like, I was like, okay. All right. I guess tell him to burn it all.
Well, we all know how my dad was at our beer release at Tractor.
He did not like
it because it was named wrong and whatever. Yeah. But he's going to be worse with Hamster.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going to be, if he hates it, he's going to be so mean about it.
No, sir, don't like it.
No pressure on Hamster whatsoever.
That sucks. Poor Hamster.
I know. He's under so much pressure right now, though. That's been another thing about this week. He's under so much pressure at work. So
he's still going. So he's essential.
Yeah. Well, and he brews by himself, so there's nobody else there.
So I have a weird question about all this. So when you say people are essential, are people that work? Is alcohol an essential thing?
Of course.
I mean, it depends. It depends how you look at it, but basically, I guess the way they're looking at people like Hamster, who are brewers, they're making goods. Yeah. So,
I'm not even talking about that.
Oh yeah, but basically, we were a little scared because we were like, "Fuck!" Like beer is not going to be called essential, but so far breweries have made it on the essential list. So, I think that's mostly because, you don't want a bunch of alcoholics not having alcohol. And in a time like this, people kind of need enjoyment. But if they could,
the house.
Yeah.
Right.
They will. And they'll go crazy.
Well, if alcohol like calms people down. I mean, it's weird. Yeah. It does a little bit of both. It calms people down, and there's those other people that it's the opposite. It's like for me, it's like I'm like mellow and I'm going to be in my house. For some people, though, you give them like one beer and they want to fight everyone in the room.
Right. So, it is what it is. But we're just basically trying to not freak out and saving our money, just in case they decide that breweries can't run anymore.
Yeah.
So
what I thought was crazy, and I didn't even think of this because they're going to give us all like $1,200. And for me, for everyone here in New Mexico, $1,200 is a decent check. For me,
that's a lot.
$100 is whatever. That's shit, right? Ming?
For me?
I mean, that's not going to get you very far.
No. Why would they not hear that? Someone made a really good point. Like they made a meme about that. Why wouldn't they have like adjusted that to you know,
Yeah, like
living-
what $1,200 going to get someone in San Francisco?
right? Yeah, that's like a tenth of their rent. You know,
Yeah, that's an avocado toast out in San Francisco. Like you can barely get avocado toast in San Francisco for $1,200.
Yeah.
Or in New York, where they're getting hit the worst. These
Yeah.
stimulus checks are going to come, and they're going to be like, "What the fuck? Thanks for like 4 days of work." Like,
yeah. Thanks for pissing in my face.
yeah.
Meanwhile, for me and Hamster, that's 2 months' rent.
Right.
You know. So.
Yeah, and that's
Great point.
crazy. But that's the thing is like that shouldn't have been like a flat rate. It should have been based on. So here's a crazy thing. When you work for the federal government and you have to travel, they don't have a set per diem. Per diem is actually they do, but it's set per city. And the per diem, like if I went to when I went to Las Vegas to do work, the per diem per day was $71, and that was based on the cost of living. So then if I was to go to San Francisco and I looked this up, per diem would be like $101 a day. So it's not like they don't know that there's a cost of living. So why would they not go when they give out these checks, the single check they're going to give out to everybody? Why would they not have went on a cost of living? You know, that just blows my mind.
And they're pulling everything off of W-2s and old tax returns anyway. So they already have your reported income. It doesn't seem like that would be, I mean, yeah, it would be a little labor intensive, but if they're already trying to pull stuff off of that, like build an algorithm that can do that automatically and just start shipping them out.
Someone's asking if that includes tax. I really don't know. I don't know that answer. I just know that like everybody's going to get like $1,200, which in like Canada, I think they're getting like multiple checks.
Yeah.
You know,
well, they were saying that we should be getting $1,200 checks every 2 weeks until this is over. And that, I mean, is not the American way, but man, that would be beautiful.
That'd be amazing.
we are or aren't?
We are not right now.
That's
We're
not
going
our
to get
way.
like one.
Yeah.
We're getting one, and that's it. I had heard a rumor that it was going to be 4 months. You would get one check every month. And we got really excited. We're like, we're going to get tattoos.
Yeah. That's a fucking weird thing to say.
Hold on. With one of the checks, obviously, we're going to save. But really, in reality, we would buy groceries. Come on, let us dream a little bit.
The thing
But
is, Holly, though, you have a kid.
It's just one. Yeah.
You have $500.
But her mom's going to claim that. So that's another thing that's fucked up that I didn't realize happens when you co-parent, and it sucks for us because we have her
taxes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and we have her 50% of the time, so we're buying the same amount of shit that and it's not her mom. Her mom's not like a horrible person. It's just one person gets to claim them.
Right. Right. A lot of parents, when they co-parent, they'll do like every other year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's not get me started on that because that's not happening in our house, and it's not our fault.
Sorry,
no, it's fine. But so as far as the stimulus check goes, I guess we can't both claim her, which sucks.
Of course not. You can't both. I mean, it sucks, but I mean that makes sense. You couldn't both be like, yeah, we both have a child. I mean, it would then they would have to. I mean, if they split the check down the middle, maybe, but.
Yeah, that would make a little bit of sense, but it would get complicated. Co-parenting is hard, everybody.
So wait, no tattoo for the kid then?
I could get a goddamn tattoo if I say not.
Yeah, man, I get $500 on getting my ink, man.
She's getting a full sleeve. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm getting. Go ahead, Ray.
Ming, take this as you will, but one of my friends, I posted on my story a picture of us streaming, and she said, "Is that Ming Chen laughing face?" And I said, "Yeah, LOL." And she's like, "Wait, what?" And I said, "Yeah, he's a buddy of ours." And she said, "What? I was so kidding." So I don't know what that means. And she was like, "Oh, that dude looks like Ming Chen." Oh, shit,
looks like Jordan from the Indiana Jones films.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is no joke. We don't kid around here on 10 drink minimum. If it's Ming
No,
Chen, he stays
zero fucks given, honey. That's pretty awesome.
I had somebody do that to me too. I posted a picture of me and Ming, and they were like, "Is that really Ming Chen?"
Right.
No, it's his body double.
Oh no. The best was whenever he first.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Ray.
He has to be safe. He has to have his body double.
Right. My favorite was whenever Ming came the first time, and we all went to that open mic on Sunday night at Bosey Brothers, and some comedian took his open mic time to like walk off stage and thank Ming for coming, and then took like a selfie with him.
Yeah. During the set.
Yeah.
Ming got me a lot of street cred with that comedian in particular.
I thought you were going to say Ming got me a lot of strange. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I got a lot
I mean, I was single at the time.
if I can help any of you guys get ass, I will.
Ming got me a lot of
That's a
dick.
mean guarantee.
That's a Holly quote.
Yeah. I help out. I help my friends, man.
Hey, wingman, dog.
They're my friends.
That'd be awesome. That would be great, though. Holly's all, man, Ming coming to town. Got a lot of dick that weekend. I'm like, weekend's 2 days. How much dick could there be? She's like,
Oh, Chris, you have no idea. So much dick can happen in 2 days, man.
ever done the pile driver?
Whoa. Tombstone or Cradle?
Porno.
I don't want to answer that question because I'm not even quite sure what a pile driver is, but I'm sure if you tell me, I probably have done it.
I guess we have to really ask the hard questions. Hold on.
Oh,
Write
no.
it down. This is a big one. I mean, this is like, you know,
Very hard question.
it's very important. It's very important. How hard has the virus hit Rio Rancho?
Yeah.
Very
I
important.
fucking knew it.
Is the Starbucks
I don't know.
open?
The
Are the Walgreens and CVS's open? I assume they are.
Yes. They're right across the street from each other, so it's good to see. It's easy to tell if they're both open.
How hard is the virus
Okay.
hit Rio Rancho?
That's one thing that I noticed about Rio Rancho. Now that you bring that up,
Yeah.
here in Rio Rancho, so you have Walgreens and then CVS right across the street, and then they're building a new gym next to another gym.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
There, but it seems like we're doing okay in Rio Rancho. They are putting the public schools on internet learning for the rest of the year. People are freaking out.
My kid can't learn on the computer.
There are 18 cases in Sandoval County.
Is that Rio? Is that Rio?
There's 18.
Rio
That's
Rancho.
a lot for Rio Rancho,
Yeah.
honestly. Because there's only 20 of us here, so.
Yeah.
But the great thing about Rio Rancho is they practice social distancing as houses. They're like, you know what? Our house ain't even. Well, actually, though, if you live in one of those like fucking areas, like you could literally look out your window into someone else's window because they're about 2 feet apart.
Yeah,
So-
our backyard is pretty big. We're pretty socially distant from everybody all the time.
Oh, well, that's good. 'Cause they're like 40 miles down the way,
And
there's
she's like, in Rio Rancho, we already try to keep the pores away. So
Oh my
Boards keep
god!
That sounds like Rio
Jesus
Rancho.
Christ. Oh my god! I'm never gonna make any friends here because you guys are such dicks about Rio Rancho.
you know what my greatest love of this last week has been?
What?
The UFC light heavyweight champion John Bones Jones
Oh my god! Yes.
UI downtown in Albuquerque. And all
I know.
can think of, and the only thing that I can like equate it with is the movie Friday. How do you get fired on your day off? Like
How? How did he do this?
downtown is closed. There are nothing open, and you got a DUI first of all, you were shooting your gun, which I heard him shooting his gun. And as I live like 2 blocks from Central, and then he got arrested for DUI, and then the gun, like they were like, "Oh, were you shooting the gun that we got called on?" And he was like, "No." And then they found the gun casings in the car. So all I could think of was the movie Friday. How do you get fired on a day off? It's like, what do you mean you were stealing boxes? You know, we're trying to build a clubhouse. And how did John Bones Jones get a DUI downtown during the quarantine when it is closed?
Right.
It's closed. I saw that news report. I think I saw it on Twitter first, and I was like, "Is this old? Like,
No.
I thought
when
that too.
did this happen?" And then I read it, and I thought I had the same thought. How the fuck do you get a DUI during quarantine?
Yeah.
When everything's shut down.
I live downtown Albuquerque. Here's where you can go right now. You can go to the El Rey Liquor.
Yes.
You can go.
Please go there.
To it's called Torta Sandwiches, and they're only open at lunchtime, and that's it. You can go to the grocery store. Pretty close to being it. How the fuck you get a DUI downtown during the quarantine? How you get fired on your day off?
Well,
He
you gotta
is
shoot a gun
John
anyway.
Bones Jones.
Unbelievable. Then they were like asking him what was going on, why he was down there. I was bored and I needed to get out of the house.
Dear Lord. Do we really expect him to be following the rules? Because at this point, he's just such a fuck up.
Yeah.
All the time.
He hit the one, like, the rumor was he was all coked up and he hit the woman that was pregnant and then fled the scene. And it's like, it's so funny because like John Bones Jones is not from Albuquerque, but boy, has he acclimated very well.
He is acclimated. And like the sad thing is, this isn't going to be rock bottom for him, right? Like that story, it's not rock bottom for him. He's like, I got coked up. I was super drunk. I hit a pregnant lady. I took off. No big deal. I'm fine.
Pound for pound, greatest fighter in the world. In UFC, MMA.
And he's got the most chances out of any fighter that I can think of. Like, literally, if anybody had done half the things he'd done, they would have been fired for real. Give it, like, by the end of this stuff, he'll be right back, I'm sure.
Let's talk let's talk about the number one boxer in the history of Albuquerque.
Oh.
Johnny Tapia. Wait, what?
We have to. I mean, just look him up. I mean, he has he got arrested for selling fake cocaine at a 7-Eleven. I mean, there's just that, and then just look him up. I can't tell you all the crimes that Johnny Tapia did.
There's too much. There's got to be a documentary somewhere.
You go to the it's on HBO, and then it's an amazing documentary. And if you go to the Marigold Dia de los Muertos parade, there's always Ming Chen with the Wikipedia shot. That's awesome. But like if you go to the Marigold parade, they always have a float that looks like a boxing ring with a stand dip of Johnny Tapia in the middle of it. So my thing is I was like, I want to buy a bunch of land in the South Valley and open a tiger zoo. And it will be South Valley, like, official, like it'll have vatos and vatas and cholas.
Right.
And right in the middle of it, it'll have a Johnny Tapia statue.
I got to hang out with Johnny Tapia. I used to work.
Serious?
Yes. I used to work on a show called The After Party, which was started by Stephen Michael Casada.
Okay.
And we had Johnny Tapia on and his wife. And I have nothing but amazing things to say about him. He was super sweet. Yeah, he was super, super, super sweet. And it makes me sad that like he made so many mistakes because he was honestly one of my favorite human beings ever to meet. He was so sweet. He was there to promote his boxing gym for the kids. And he was just such a sweetheart. His wife, honestly, that's who I feel the most bad for, because she was so sweet and she had the biggest heart. So I mean, it's obviously he was troubled.
Yeah.
But he really was a good person. So
do you guys remember the Battle for New Mexico?
Mm-mm.
So when I was a kid growing up, boxing was like in the 80s. Boxing was it.
Mhm.
Mike Tyson was like, if Mike Tyson was boxing, that was like news. And Johnny Tapia, Danny. So like I remember like with my grandfather's a huge boxing guy, and Danny Romero from Albuquerque was an up and coming boxer, and he was doing really well. And out of nowhere, they were like, well, Johnny Tapia and Danny Romero are gonna fight. It's the Battle for New Mexico. No one remembers this at all. And
No, I remember this.
as a
I only
kid,
watch fake sports, Chris.
what's that?
I only watch fake sports.
Oh. So as a kid, like I was actually, I liked Danny Romero. I was like, this guy seems like a really nice guy. And they had it in Albuquerque. And that was the first time, like speaking of that, Ray, that was the first time I ever saw someone who I thought was a good person versus someone who was a bad person. And the crowd was behind the person who was that I thought was bad. Because, I was like growing up in like this little small town, and Johnny Tapia sounded like a criminal, like a thug to me as a kid. And Danny Romero, who was in reality as an adult, I find out Danny Romero was from this wealthy, well-to-do family in Albuquerque, and Johnny Tapia is from like the South Valley.
Yeah.
And so then they have these fights, and of course, nobody is for fucking Danny Romero. And Johnny Tapia kicked the shit out of him. Yeah, that's what makes sense.
I mean, I'll say this. I get it. Johnny Tapia made a lot of mistakes. Like, for sure, made a lot of mistakes. But at the end of the day, I think he loved our community and he loved our city. Yeah. And I think, that was a big thing for us. But, I mean, Johnny Tapia is definitely interesting. Yeah. I have
you
a couple of stories.
HBO documentary about him?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nuts, yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, he made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like I've never understood why no New Mexico brewery, and someone could take this, I have no problem with this, has not made an IPA called the Johnny Tap IPA.
I wonder if it has something to do with his family.
Probably.
But I will run it by the brewer I know.
Yeah, Johnny Tap.
That's a good idea.
Oh, look at Ming. He's like posting the
No, I remember that.
On it, man. Ming he's a podcasting, just juggernaut.
Just a multitasker.
What's that?
Before we run out of time, and I don't want to bring the mood down too much, but I was doing some research while we were talking.
All right.
And I was like, I guess I hate to bring the mood down, but we're in New Mexico complaining about, 200 and something cases statewide.
Right.
And, our governor's done a lot to protect us, and our lives are a little disoriented, but not really much. No. But I was looking it up, and in your county alone, you have over 3 times the amount that we have in the entire state.
Shit.
You're number 2 in the country for New Jersey. How have you guys been handling this? And now that they're talking about stretching this out until April 30th, what's some of the things that you see dramatically changing between now and next month?
Yeah.
I'm just being careful. I mean, I've been going to the grocery store, but not much else outside of that. I'm trying to be aware and wipe everything down. And I'm taking this you remember that episode of The Simpsons where they got the Japanese flu and all those little red dots were flying everywhere?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of this as. A friend of mine posted a really good analogy. He's like, think of the coronavirus as glitter.
Yeah.
And, if you got glitter in your hand and you touch a doorknob, it's going to leave the glitter there, and the next person touching that. And I mean, we all know how hard freaking glitter is to get off anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And
it's sexually transmitted disease of the art world.
Yeah. So you know,
Or of parents of toddlers. Yes.
yeah, exactly. So as of yet, I don't know. I don't think I've known relatives of friends who've gotten it, but I don't know anybody directly. But I know it's coming. And
Now, I mean, you're definitely young, so I'm not concerned that you're going to be in a troubled area. But how do you feel infrastructure is holding up where you guys are right now?
so far so good. I think you know the local government's been taking great pains to shut down. You know that they noticed like the local boardwalk. I was there a week ago, and there were a lot of people out there, and they're like, you know what, screw this, we're going to shut down the whole boardwalk, and I think they're trying to mitigate it, but I think still I see a lot of people out, even at the grocery store. They're not really limiting the amount of people in there. You know, there are signs saying say 6 feet apart, which
Right.
and I don't think really does anything. If someone's contaminated in there or has a disease and they're touching things, you're going to get it.
Right.
I find it insane that you don't know someone who has it, because I know someone who has it for sure.
Yeah,
I know somebody who has it too.
Yeah.
Unless I'm not paying attention. So far, it's maybe you know, like a distant relative of somebody I know, but I know it's coming.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Holly. Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. My computer made a noise. I said sorry.
Yeah, but I see, just based on the pure amount of cases, I think they probably will eventually lock everything down here, because there's
Sure.
there's nothing else they can do. And I know, like, well, we don't know if that's legal or not. I'm like, screw legal, man. Like, we got to save lives here. So,
Right.
you know, if they put
Yeah.
that down, I'll stock up. It'll suck, not, you know, not being to leave. But if that saves lives, and you know, and the lives of people I love, you know, I'll totally adhere to that for sure.
Right. Yeah.
I've been in my house for 18 days now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my,
18
somebody
days
asked-
in my
oh.
house.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I'm saying that I've been in my house for 18 days now. I haven't left the house since.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my fraternity brothers, actually my pledge brother, Rob, he works in Dallas. He's he's an EMT, and he works in the medical field. And he got a cough about a week ago, and they tested him, and he was positive. So, but he's been home, and all my pledge, we have like a text group, because like there was 7 of us, and so it's like, we're all like, how are you today? And he's like, I feel good. I just, I'm a little sick, but not bad. So it's really interesting. Like, everybody's like, oh, I had this guy that, like, coworker that was like sending me propaganda that was like, oh, like just some random guy that's like, this sounds all like the virus dies at 80 degrees, that low, And finally I told the guy, I was like, stop sending me this propaganda. If it's not from a scientist or a doctor, don't fucking listen to it. I'm tired of it.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm like, don't say shit.
So somebody I care about a whole lot. I don't know if I should say her name. Well, she shared it on social media. Elisa Valdez, who is a very well-known author. She lives here in New Mexico.
Yep.
She was talking about having symptoms. She felt like her lungs were hardening and all this stuff. She has pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
And she went to the hospital the other day, and she tested positive. I believe she said they tested positive, but they let her go because she wasn't at the point where she needed a ventilator. So,
Yeah.
Joe Diffie, you saw that the country artist Joe Diffie passed away?
yep.
He was like 61.
Yeah.
Man. So I mean, take it serious, people. I mean, it's not, it's not bullshit. I mean,
It's not a joke. It's
Yeah.
not a joke. They're literally letting people out of the hospital, like my friend, because they have no treatment for it, really.
I don't know.
And they don't have beds for people who are seriously ill. They need ventilators. They need all these things. So take it serious. Don't overwhelm healthcare providers if you don't have to. Just stay home.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, how are you guys all doing?
Yeah. So yeah, but Ray, I'm hoping for a quick end to this, and hopefully,
Positive weekend.
yeah, positive. Yeah, positive quick end. Not Yeah.
Just all that.
What happens at the end? Oh, everybody dies. Like, no, I don't want that. Yeah.
And then the aliens that come here, they find these podcasts and they're like, Jesus Christ. On a Tiger King fucking.
Where can we find this Malort?
Yes. That's the question I was going to ask Ming. Ming, where's your Malort? Who's your mule? Who's your
yeah, I have I just went out on Twitter and I have I know a couple people in Chicago.
Yeah.
We're
running low on Malort.
I think at this point, like me and you are probably the two biggest Malort cheerleaders in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got to reach out to them. But they just came out they have a limited edition barrel aged Malort that I'm trying to get each of us a bottle, and they have mini bottles of Malort, which I think we need as well. So
Malort minis. That's what we need.
But we need that special. We need that special reserve, right?
Yeah. How funny would it be if Malort was like the cure for coronavirus?
Someone actually posted that in Albuquerque. Someone's like, yeah, the cure for the virus is Malort, and I was like, ooh, I have a bottle. You know, I have about a third of a bottle.
I think there might be people like, screw it, I'm just gonna, I guess I'm gonna go. I'm not taking Malort to it's that bad, ladies and gentlemen.
That. Like, it's so funny, like, Ming. So have people like contact you, like, I've never had this Malort, but I'm curious because I have.
Yeah, all the time, and I'm like, oh, you learn about it? Come on down to the studio. I'll teach you all about Malort. So
my favorite thing is like when someone does a shot. Can you use Malort as a sanitizer? Funny you say that. Malort is making a sanitizer. And I'm like, man, that shit'll fucking burn.
It tastes better than the actual liquor.
Yeah, right. I thought that, like, and it like, I loved on the bottle it says "Do not drink." I was like, duh. You know,
it's in big bold letters too. It says "Do not drink" on the Malort hand sanitizer bottle. That really cracked me up.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. And like, I've had so many people like, I'm really curious, and I always, give it to people. The funniest part is it's the one thing that I give to people, because there's a lot of times like you'll build some shit up and people are like, well, that was not as crazy as you thought. And Malort's the one where you give it to someone and immediately they're like, that wasn't bad. Hold on.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait. All right, there it is.
Okay. Wow. And they start drinking, and then they go, "Yeah, that doesn't go away." And you're like, "Yeah, no, it doesn't. It does not.
It's a gift that
it does not go away."
It's like the COVID-19 of alcohol. It just keeps going.
Pretty much, which is not
in your mouth. My favorite ad for them is when you want to unfriend someone in person.
Yeah. Or tonight you're gonna fight your dad. That's a good one too.
Yes. Well.
Yeah.
But that also could be Dark Eyes vodka. So.
Yeah. Well, when this is all over, hopefully we should take a trip to the CH Distillery in Chicago, and I hope to do a shot of Malort with all of you somewhere.
Fuck yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, we will. I mean, we're gonna make it. I mean, people are gonna make it. Humanity will survive. We will make it.
Yeah, I think I'm good through July.
Yeah, James is just bunkered down. He doesn't even talk to his like housemates. They have schedules. Can you talk about that? You have schedules, right?
Oh yeah. We have the kitchen. We have different kitchen times so that we don't, we go in, we cook our own food, we clean up after each other, but we don't see each other like in the house. And we have different kitchen times so we don't interact with each other while we won't be cooking at the same time.
You're like day shift night.
Yeah. But they both still work at the grocery store, so they're.
Oh.
I don't want them getting me sick.
I've been outside for
18 days.
Oh.
That's kind of how we are with our roommates too, because Crystal works in grocery and Josh works at a retail store as well. So we don't have an official schedule. We should probably do that. But we're just kind of secluded from each other, and we definitely didn't let them touch the baby this weekend, which sucked because it was her birthday week and they wanted to say hi to her. But we were like, you work in a grocery store. No, thank you. Please don't give our kid COVID.
Yeah, no, I mean we're going all the whole way. We put like a little there's a little stand outside for you to leave our food orders.
Nice.
On the porch. there's a sign to. I have my own entrance to the house. So there's like a little different sign, like this one is for these people, and this door is for James.
Wow.
Do not touch handle. I watched this guy's like video on like what to do when you bring your groceries in, and it was intense, man. And I was like, man, I'm gonna like I found some. So when I moved, like when Billy left and I moved, I found some sanitary wipes that I had that have grit on the thing, and
those are the best ones.
I'll bring my groceries in and I wipe everything down with those sanitary wipes. But Jesus, man, this was intense. It was like, wear rubber gloves. It was like,
I know it.
The table, yeah.
I know it seems intense, but I, like I said, my best friend and roommate works in a grocery store right now. Yeah. It is not intense. She said there are people coughing all over the place. There are people touching things. There are people who are letting their kids lick groceries. Don't let your kids lick groceries.
Fuck, man.
Come on.
Part of it was like, and I this was like the biggest thing. When you go to the grocery store, don't pick up anything you're not going to buy.
Nope.
If you're going to buy it, pick it up. If you're not, leave it the fuck on the shelf. Whose cat is that? Is that Ray?
Yeah, it's dinner time. 8:00 is his dinner time.
He's like, hey, where the fuck's my shit?
Yeah, it's 8:03 and he's hollering at me.
All right.
Yeah, I got my cat back in too.
Yeah, well, I guess we can go ahead and close this out.
Yeah, Pinche, you ruined it. We were having a good time.
We're having a fucking good time.
I know Mitchell was barking because Hamster got home and he's hungry. So same thing.
That's all right. These are all, if people are like mad about our podcast, they're like, oh man, why was there a dog barking in the background? Go fuck yourself.
Because what am I going to do? Like, I can't tell Mitchell, like, hey man, I'm doing a podcast, be quiet. Because he doesn't give a fuck. That's the truth. My dog could care less.
He's like, there's ghost people outside and I have to kill them.
Yeah.
I wonder if his cat was making all that noise. Yeah.
Oh, it was James's cat.
Yeah.
Son of Alfred, right?
Come on.
Oh. Ray's going to call off his cat.
He's securely sitting in front of the food door. He is not moving.
He's like, yeah, I'll fucking come over and let you pet me after I eat, asshole.
I kicked Mitch out of the room, so you guys can't see him today.
Well, then I want to thank Ming for coming on the show. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, guys. I'm so happy to see you guys. You have no idea.
Yeah. And Ming and I were talking about doing one of those Netflix watch parties later, some point.
That'd be fun. Let me know, guys.
All right. Have you guys ever done those? Have you seen those?
I haven't done them. I've seen them though.
There's a Chrome app, and I don't know how James can do it because you don't have a. Can you do it on the phone, Ming? Can you do it on the phone?
I'll look into that. I don't believe so. That's a lot of screen real estate, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Might try to figure that out for James. Actually, I think I have a fix for James. In a good way.
Okay.
May have to just like drop something on your porch and you just pick it up and use it. Yeah. Anyway, so like Netflix, there's just like this app for Chrome, and you can watch a movie and then all chat together about the movie.
And it
we should do it. Yay!
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
we should do that.
We should do that. And yeah, that would be fun. I'd love to do that with Ming Chen.
I'm in for sure. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah, preach.
I like to do anything with Ming Chen.
Okay.
His head's not going to be able to fit in those headphones.
Actually, a question for Ming Chen is: Are you in your house?
I am. Yeah. And the reason why it looks so bare bones back here is because I took all the pop culture stuff to the studio, and I had some stuff here. My wife was like, "Can you get the stuff out of here?" And I did. I opened up a podcast studio.
All right.
And got
bigger question. How big is that TV behind you?
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It was my mother-in-law's who had bad eyesight, and I think it's like 72 inches or maybe 80. I got to measure it.
Wow.
She had bad eyesight, and then when she passed away, we inherited it. So yeah, it's
that's a big TV.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Nice. Good for you.
Thanks. Thanks. Thank you very much.
I have a 55 inch, and I thought that was big, but You know, your dick's
I'm-
bigger.
I'm definitely compensating. I'm Asian. ladies and gentlemen.
So, Shared Universe podcast. If you guys go ahead, I'm not gonna promote for you. You go promote.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to have as much fun as we did tonight, I can show you how for sure. You know, whether you want to do it virtually, we're kind of forced to do it this way right now. But I mean, there's no funner way. There's no funner way to spend an hour or two than podcasting with your friends or coworkers or bringing in a guest like we do on 10 Drink Minimum. So if you want to find out how, go to ashareduniverse.com and you'll thank all of us later.
Straight up, Holly Ann.
So Hamster and I have our own podcast called Bad Advice Saves the World. It's pretty fun. The latest episode is about penises. And we talk about bad advice we got about penises. And you can find us at Instagram at Bad Advice Saves the World. You can also find me on Instagram at Hollybird Comedy. And the new episode that's going to drop either tonight or tomorrow, I don't know, it's about skincare. And I'll probably go after Gwyneth Paltrow like I do every week.
Oh, she seems pretty legit.
She's not. Her advice is not legit. Aw, thanks, Ming.
Nice.
Followed, and everybody else should too.
Aw, thanks, guys.
See, here's what upsets me, Ming. If she starts a podcast, doesn't tell me so I can promote it and help her with it, they were like, you're going to be mad. I was like, I'm not going to be mad.
Well, I wasn't.
You know, we just got to figure out how to throw it under the 10 Drink Minimum umbrella so we can, because I have a new one. I have a new one launching as well. So,
yeah. No, I think I thought you were going to be a little mad, but then also, like, we weren't sure if we were actually going to put it up.
Teams to have a podcast. You guys want your own, and then we have on our website we have a channel where that people could just listen to all the different podcasts all the fucking time. See.
Yeah, man.
Let's figure that out.
Started.
Yeah.
Our networks get started, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how networks get started. Yeah, I've been thinking about launching a podcast network like Ming's for quite a while. So
let's do it.
this is a good time. So,
we have all the time in the world, Chris.
what would Ray's podcast be? That's a good question.
It would be about wrestling and cats.
It'd be about cats.
Yeah.
Cats and wrestling. Cats who wrestle. That's what it would be.
I'm Ray Basura, and this is Wrestling with Cats.
But like in a nice way. They wouldn't hurt each other. It's not like street fighting. It's scripted or whatever.
Well, no, Wrestling with Cats would be like just dealing with cats.
Predetermined cat fights.
Just dealing with cats.
Yes.
It would just be dealing with cats all day.
Yeah, sure. That too. Chris, that sounds boring now.
It doesn't sound boring because you know how many. Okay, here's what's crazy. Like we do this show and we have a certain amount of people listen to it. You do your show, a certain amount, and then Ray Basura Wrestling with Cats. Thousands and thousands of people.
But I'm saying now that we have talked about him having a show about cats who wrestle scripted wrestling things, it's going to be boring if it's just Ray talking about dealing with cats.
And yet thousands and thousands of
I mean, so many people would listen to it. I'm not
a show where you describe sex all day. And Ray would be like, I'm going to talk about cats. And everybody's like, oh, cats.
Yeah.
400,000 listens.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like a wrestler who also loves cats, because that is the number one thing. People have been asking me lately, Ray, does Ray really love cats?
Yes, obviously.
I'm Ray, and every other episode, we're going to put a picture of a cat up. Oh.
Yeah.
Really? And maybe a video.
Mhm.
Like cat things are fucking insane,
They're crazy.
I don't own a cat and I post cat shit all the time.
Because cats are hilarious.
Pretty amazing, yeah. Pretty amazing. James, or Ray, do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms at Ray Basuda. I mean, I guess I'm also on Venmo too. If you want to send me money or something, that's cool.
Nice.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You can follow my art pages on Facebook and Instagram at Basuda Paint as well. Yeah.
Nice. James, what do you got going on?
Oh, well, as per usual, you can always check me out on the second season on Midnight Texas. It's streaming on Hulu or the NBC app.
You ain't got shit to do. Watch fucking all the shit, man.
Right.
That's right. Watch my stuff. You can, point out where I'm at so I can actually, put that on a
Dude.
roll.
That would be awesome if people would we created a page find James in a movie or TV show. Midnight Texas,
It's just the easiest one.
The Brave,
I was on the Brave.
the Avengers.
You can't see my face in that one.
So, I'm sorry, Ming Chen,
Okay.
were you in the Avengers?
I was not. I've not been in any Marvel movies. So,
James was.
yeah, Smiley was. Oh, you've never been? No.
I thought you were Mantis.
Oh my God, what?
But James is What other things could people find? Look and try to find you in, James.
I was in the Brave, the Night Shift, or the last 2 or 3 seasons of the Night Shift.
Yeah.
Brave, Daybreak, and there's a web series that I don't think ever came out called Snatchers.
Oh no, it came out. I'm
Did
sure it did. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you were in more than that, though.
Nothing you can really see me in. I've worked on a bunch of stuff, but I just never made it on screen.
Oh, okay. Anyway, find James. Send us photos. He has got nothing better to do. Anybody got anything else? Anybody?
I just thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
I really love being with you guys, even when I can't physically be there.
What? Let's ask one more question.
Yeah.
What is the one thing from Albuquerque that you miss or want?
I mean, besides you guys, probably Frontier Carne Adobada burrito with green chili smothered on top, for sure.
I'll order that and then take a picture. And I don't even like green chili.
I know you don't, which pains me, but that's okay. I won't come down.
I'm just an asshole like that.
No, not at all.
I'm just kidding. I want to thank everybody for listening, and I think I'm going to put out if it's okay with you guys, I might do some more videos during the week of that the happy hour stuff because I feel like people really like that shit.
Do it. People need it right now. And,
man, they really do. And just drinking a beer with people for an hour at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Man, fuck it. I'll answer. It's insane.
Can I join you for happy hour?
Sure.
Sometime?
Yeah, you guys are all welcome. I just was I was just testing this out. I like the StreamYard. Thank you, Ming, for helping us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah.
Unsolicited. He was like, yeah, man, you need, he was like, this is much better. He's such a good guy. And if you want a podcast and you don't know how to do it, Shared Universe, go and, they'll help you out, man.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter where you are. We can, if you're in Moscow, Russia, or whatever, man, we'll help you out for sure. But I mean, whenever I find something I love, I want other people to love it too. So StreamYard is one of those things, but 10 Drink Minimum is also one of those things. So if you're tuning in for the first time, love, subscribe, and listen every week.
Yeah. So there you go. That's all we need to say. Thank you guys for listening. With that, we are
And drink minimum.
We'll get it down.